welcome back to my YouTube channel. For everyone who's new to the channel, hi guys, my name is Trushna and I make videos on beauty, lifestyle, travel. Basically I try and incorporate everything on my channel. So if this is your interest area, please do hit that subscribe button. Also, if you have missed out on my last Monday's video, because this is the new series that I've started, which is the Monday, the makeup and the mysterious story that I talk about. So while I do my makeup, I talk about the mysterious stories all around the world. So if you have missed out the first episode, you can click somewhere right here. And without doing a lot of talking, let's get on the video and see today's mysterious story. First things first, I'm gonna start off with my face. Today I have applied a lot of moisturizer because it's extremely hot. So I'm gonna start off with priming my face, and today I'm using Pixi by Petra's Flawless Beauty Primer. This is how it looks like. You can use this as highlighter as well because it is beautiful. So I'm just gonna take very little of it. So today's story is like absolutely very weird, and trigger warning if you guys are not okay listening to these kind of stories which involves, I don't like to say this word, but yeah, if it involves death and stuff and you're not okay, please you can give it a skip. There's no pressure on that. But what if I tell you that every time I think of holidays and we start thinking about passports, we start thinking about tickets, we start thinking like how our passports are getting stamped and stuff like that. But what if that particular train journey that you're taking, or the flight journey that you're taking, turns out to be your last one? I mean, that thought is I guess it's extremely unimaginable kind of a thought that I'm talking about. And the reason I'm saying that this is unimaginable, because we usually don't think about death, and it's usually very unexpected. So today I'm going to talk about a flight that got lost and was never found. So approximately 7 years ago, an international passenger flight MH370 aka Malaysian Airlines was vanished in thin air, and no one is aware about it, like what exactly happened. Now that I've concealed my eyes, I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow palette. This is what I'm using. This is called the Sweet Sundae and this is from Nykaa. I'm using these two shades. So the story goes like on the 8th of March 2014, a flight called MH370 was scheduled to fly from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing airport, and the flight had entered the South China Sea, and they were like talking for next 38 minutes after the takeoff. Like the ATC, which is the air traffic control, were speaking to the team, like the crew of the flight, and they were absolutely in control. But within minutes of time, they lost the contact with them. Like the ATC lost the contact with the flight, and ATC was unable to detect any sort of signals that were being emitted by the flight. So they were like frantically searching the flight. After a few minutes, they found the flight, but in the military radar and not on their air traffic control radar. And this went on for next 1 hour. So for the next 1 hour, they were in touch with the military radar, but something really strange happened, and that was that the flight had changed its original route and it was deviating towards the Malay Peninsula and more like the Indian Ocean. So the next minute what happens is the flight leaves the radar. It is approximately 370 kilometers away from the original route, and it was deviating between the Malay Peninsula and the Andaman Sea in India. And the next minute the flight loses all sort of connections, and it just is out of the whole screen. Like there's no trace of the flight, and it is presumed that all the passengers as well as the crew are dead by now. And this is considered as one of the most deadliest incident in the history of Boeing 777, because this flight was actually a Boeing 777. Okay, so now that I'm done with my eyes, I'm gonna go straight into my face. I still want to do my eyes a little bit, but I'm gonna finish my face first. So today I'm using e.l.f. Cosmetics Flawless Satin Foundation. This is how it looks like, and I'm in shade 300 Sand, though this is little bit of a lighter shade as compared to my skin tone, but it is still manageable. So yeah, and little bit, like absolutely very little of it goes a long way. So you think that the story is over, nothing more left to talk about, but actually it gets interesting from here, because just 1 hour prior to the arrival at the Beijing airport, the Malaysian Airlines issued a statement to the media that they have lost the contact with the MH370, which is the Malaysian Airlines, and they are still trying to figure out like what's exactly that has happened. And they also mentioned, just to be a safer side, that there was no sort of, you know, a bad weather or a connection problem or any sort of technical issues with the flight. Call it a search operation, call it a rescue mission, that had already begun. So post that comes the statement from the then Prime Minister Mr. Najib Razak, where he mentioned about the air accident investigation that has already begun, and there's a search operation that's going on right now. I feel there is like a lot of whiteness on my face right now, but I am gonna mellow this down. So now that my face has mellowed down a bit and the foundation looks much better, I'm gonna go in with my blush, and today I'm using a cream stick. This is basically from Nude Stix. It's called Nudies Bloom, and the shade is called Poppy Girl, and it's a very vibrant shade. This is how it looks like, and it's a stick foundation that comes in with a small little brush right behind here. So remember that I told you that you know, this is one of the most deadliest kind of incident that happened with the Boeing history, but no one talks about how expensive this was, because this was also one of the most expensive search operations that was carried out. When I say expensive, it went on for next 3 years is what I mean, because they were in a desperate need to find the people and of course the flight as well, because no one is absolutely aware what exactly happened post 38 minutes of flying in the air and, you know, suddenly losing all the contact with the crew. So I'm going to go in with my Kohl pencil, and this is what I'm using. I have been using this for really long, and this is called Sery Cosmetics Kohl pencil. So the search operation started in the South China Sea, and eventually the operation started becoming more larger and larger, and it started spreading to Indian Ocean as well. The major reason to, you know, spread the operation to Indian Ocean was because it had deviated. They were in search of the debris or the remains of the plane, because obviously they need to find some kind of proof that the plane has landed or lost at this place, because that's when the plane actually lost the contact around the same area of the Indian Ocean. So they were doing a very thorough search operation, and ultimately after all these years of trying, they were absolutely unsuccessful. So one thing that actually shocks me is that they had a search operation, and that was like as huge as 1,20,000 square kilometers of the sea area, and yet they found absolutely nothing. It is really shocking when you know, you talk about these things, like someone is right there and then it's lost. It is heartbreaking, because there were so many lives that lost during that time. So ultimately in January 2017, they finally gave up the search operations. Like, I feel like obviously after searching for such a long time and, you know, just coming back with absolutely no information is like really heartbreaking. And they gave like 3 years of their life searching this particular plane, and the, you know, the people who have lost their life, the families who were searching for their loved ones, they didn't have an answer to that, because they were just going to the ocean, and there was like, you know, they had no answer basically. They had no aircraft. There was nothing except for a few debris here and there which were found, but still no one knows if they were the original debris of that particular plane, like the MH370. In January 2018, there was a private contractor by the name Ocean Infinity who gave in again, but again after 6 months that person also gave up. like unsuccessfully and without any sort of information. So there has been times when debris were found at different places. There were some debris found in the Indian Ocean, but again, as I mentioned, it cannot be proved that those debris are actually of MH370. And there were numerous passengers that passed away. So there were around 227 passengers and around 12 crew, out of which around 150 were from China, some from Australia, some from Iran, some from India as well. They have not yet found the answers. They have yet not found the piece that they were looking for. So my heart goes out to all of you people who have lost their loved ones and their family in the MH370 flight that just disappeared and no one knows about it. So I hope you guys like this look. This is one of the most beautiful looks that I have created in such a long time. And if you like more such mysterious stories, please do comment below what do you think about this. This was this story will always remain very close to my heart because it still sends me chill down my spine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to give a big fat thumbs up. And if you have yet not followed me on any of my social medias, link down below, please do check that out. And do not forget to hit that follow button as well. Every Monday I come up with these mysterious stories and while I do my makeup. So do not forget to hit the bell icon as well. And till the time I come back, please do take care of yourself. Wash your hands, sanitize, wear your mask and go out. And miss me.